We're going to start away with the first race on the card. It is the Wanganui Steelformers Juvenile Maiden Plate. This one to be run over 800 metres. Just looking at the information from the bookmakers here, Bevan, the first 2-year-old race of the season, so weight of money takes more important than usual. There's not a whole lot to give you a bit of a lead here other than multis in progress, clearly with Far, the $1.80 favourite. Never easy, Bevan. Do your best. 800 metres from the 2-year-olds. What can you tell us on what you've seen thus far?
I can only tell you really what I've seen out of the trials, Matt. I don't think I'm going to go anywhere near $1.80 in the first 2-year-old of the season, where the jump is everything. Your $1.80 could be a $10 shot after a couple of bounds, although Far did jump nicely at the trials. This is a cheap purchase out of the weaning sales for $6,000. It led up in this particular trial, and it came under a little bit of duress, but I think Daniel had a fair bit underneath her all the way to the line, so it was a nice performance. If she jumps, or he jumps and runs like this, then he's going to be very tough to beat in the first 2-year-old of the season. You can take what you see on face value really, and it looks as though it's a pretty competitive and professional young horse who at the line had a fair bit to offer, so $1.80 not for me. I think it'll probably be going close to winning, but I don't think you can tip $1.80 shot in a 5-horse 2-year-old race over 800 metres. Here are the two Benner runners, Alto Potenza and Dash. Now Dash has a bit of dash, and I imagine will be leading up and very close to the speed, whereas Alto Potenza might be a bit of stretch. This horse showed. This is a filly by Parisia for Helen Pinney, who is the stallion manager at Little Avondale and also in the ownership of Boss. So got a couple of useful horses on her hands, and by the evidence of this, there's a fair bit more in store, because late in that particular race it was strong, but 800 metres, if it gets away slowly, can it get across the top of them? Got to be a question mark there, but it certainly showed a fair bit of ability. Alto Potenza, Dash will be on speed, may be able to kick and be right there, but in a race that I'm not really going to touch investing wise, I went 1 to beat 3, Dash in the mix as well, and the 5-reel charter for the Brosnans has tried up nicely. There's been a bit of money, Matt, for First Rock for Debbie Sweeney. Of course, the Sanders and Sweeney team have been here with Ballroom Babe and done it all before, so a bit of interest there for the filly by El Rocker in the first on the program, but I marked them 1 to beat 3, 2 and 5.
Yeah, thank you, Bevan. On to race number 2. Number 3, Mr. Axel is the best backed runner in this race. Comes up with barrier 1. Lisa Allpress, 3 runs to the races for a victory for Wayne Marshman. Another one by Z. Gee, they're just flying at the moment. In here as well, we've got $5 for Play the Field, $5.50 Platinum Volos up the top of the book. Race number 2, Bevan, $3.30 around Miss Lizzie. Is the favourite though, has been knocking on the door. Must be due to be rewarded for that consistency.
She just beats herself though, Matt. That's the problem, and as you can see from the speed map there, there's plenty of early zip. Blonde Line will push forward, so will Miss Lizzie. She's just that sort of horse that you can't try and contain, and it does actually pay against her at the end of her races, but she'll be competitive again. That's Louis pushes forward. Play the Field was very, very good at its most recent start, and Hundy a Month has to be in the speed mix early. Look, I'm a bit of a fan of one as well at the top of the book, Platinum Volos, but has been a long time away from the races. Hasn't raced since the 7th of July, but he's got a heck of a lot of ability, so he may be the best value in the race. Here's Mr. Axel. Now this horse had a couple of good performances at Hawera and Hastings before this run at Wanganui. Now Secret Squirrel's a fair horse, so to beat it on this occasion was a very good performance. He's a gelding by Z. You've mentioned how well they're going at the present moment. Proving track conditions, I don't think play against this horse massively. It was brave to the line, to that outside fence on this day. I'm not sure they'll be out there this afternoon, so can the horse push on? I think yes, and will do in its career. If it's today, I'm not 100% sure, because I thought there was a lot of competitive horses in race number 2 on the program. Let's also give you a look at Miss Lizzie. Now this is her when she just leads up and over races a fraction. She just burns away from them, and she's pretty brave again to the line here. She's been good here at Waverley behind Hartley Pryor, and that form is stacked up really, really strongly. The horse that wins this is Mitigurd, who'd been down to Riccarton and performed with some credit. So again, it's a nice performance. Can she keep on kicking today with the rail in the true position? If it is strong towards the rail, then I'd say yes, she can, but she just has to conserve a little bit of energy in the run. She does beat herself a lot of the time. Those are the two videos I picked out because I think the play the field format of that $100,000 race just stacks up nicely. Really loomed into the race, was beaten by a very smart horse and Back in a Flash. I'm going to put that on top, but there's not a lot between a hatful of horses here. I thought Platinum Volos is probably the most talented horse in the race, so that's in for second, Miss Lizzie, and then Mr. Axel. So 9, 1, 4 and 3 in race number 2.
Hearing from the bookmakers, the best backed runner of the day comes up in the third on the card, Bevan, Art Deco. This runner, we heard from Alan Sharrock a little earlier on, holds 70% of turnover in race number 3, does Art Deco. $1,000 at 340. Red Sierra and Petit Enjeu have their admirers. But I think the most poignant thing here, Bevan, from the bookmakers is nothing really for Henny or Shadows Cast, both fresh up. So a bit of confidence around the 4.
Henny's trial was good though, Matt, wasn't it? It was really good. I know there's no fresh up record there, but gee, I just wondered about Henny today. We know her ability. Shadows Cast is kicking off here today with plenty more in store. You can see there's a bit of speed here as well. She's prismatic, Manhattan Street, Petit Enjeu. I don't think Shadows Cast will land anywhere close to speed. And you've got the likes of Scapolo, Red Sierra, Brother One, all getting back. This is quite a tricky race. Let's first and foremost go and look at Art Deco. Now you can pick up Scapolo in here as well, and Rosewood, the find of the winter here in the Central Districts. Now the way Art Deco kicked away here, you thought, well, it's over. But that Rosewood just has such an attitude about her that she just got into a bit of space, pinned her ears back, Lisa sat down, and she just rounded them up beautifully. But Art Deco is a quality mare. She's getting in with 51.5 kilos on her back this afternoon with Billy Pinn doing the riding. She will back up next Saturday in the mile at Awapuni, and she has been successful in that state. Look, I thought this run today might be one of those where you say we'll look to next week, but with 51.5 on her back and that performance, I thought, well, I can't get away from her. 3.4 into 2.9. Now, here's the trial of Henny and Red Sierra. Red Sierra, its win here was spectacular. Backed it up with a great performance at Trentham, and then went to Riccarton, and in behind Platinum Command, I thought was pretty good as well. So, look, she's got a fair few form recommends. This is Henny in the centre of the track. She's cantering to the line. It's pretty impressive, as is Red Sierra. They've got a fair bit of quality about them. On the trial of Henny and Red Sierra, you'd be saying, well, they're going to run a race. I know Henny has no fresh up record, but 56.5 is not a massive impost for it. So I did all the form, tried to make a case against Art Deco, backing up next week into the mile. I just couldn't. I went Art Deco's the one to be beating from a good draw. It'll get a good suck along in the race. Henny's trial was too good to ignore for me. I know there's no fresh up record, but yeah, I'll put that in. What about Scapolo's run at New Plymouth? He was really, really good. He was a very good winner here through last preparation. 1,200 metres on just that slightly wider open track than New Plymouth. I thought it will suit him down to the ground. Tamara Tyra takes 4 kilos off him, so he's got 58.5. It'd be no surprise to me if he was to win. And yes, Red Sierra looked very good at the trials. I had Petit Enjeu in the mix. She's the only one with a senior hoop on, Matt, which is of interest. I don't think I've ever seen an open handicap with this many apprentices riding in it, but she's a good competitive mare and good grade as well. But I marked them 4 to beat, 3, 1 and 6.
Well, the apprentice punter sitting here has gained a lot of confidence from yourself around Art Deco and from the bookmakers, and I might even go and have a crack myself. 70% of turnover, and with Bevan Sweeney's confidence around that. The best backed runner of the day, race 3, number 4, Art Deco, tab.co.nz. You can find $2.90, the price around it. The 4th on the card is the O'Leary Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies. We heard from Alan Sharrock about his 2 runners, Tout de la Classe and London Express. London Express is the 360-145 favourite for Jonathan Parks. $4.20 for Secret Allure, $4.40 for Peaceful. The information here, Bevan, is London Express $4 into $3.60. Second best backed is Secret Allure with Peaceful. Struggling to write a ticket during the week, but has been the most popular runner this morning, Peaceful. Also some speaking for Ritzy Sparkle, $18 into 16s this morning also. I'm interested to get your thoughts around the 3-year-old fillies race 4.
Well, I thought the $2.80 they put up for the starting gate special for London Express to run in the first 3, money back second and third, to win at $2.80 was just one of the great bets of the season. She has all the ability. Yes, her draw's awkward and she more than likely gets back. If it's really strong on speed, then maybe that price will stretch out. Peaceful's more than likely going to find a positive from that inside gate with the senior hoop aboard of Matty Cameron. He won't give up that draw. You've got What a Smash of the Real Bill and Tout de la Classe all pushing forward to find a spot in the first 4 or 5. So she will have to come around them, but let's have a look at the performance here at Wanganui. Secret Allure third, and What a Smasher out wide runs into sixth, but I didn't think she was winning at any part of this particular race. Kiji Express there in the yellow says, hi ho silver, I'm off and gone. It did just get unbalanced in the run to the line, and London Express was just winding up, but her trial post this says to me that she really has developed nicely and a real competitor. Track conditions should be okay. If they're making ground, I think she'll get across the top of them like she did on this occasion. I think she's gone on from that performance and really developed nicely. Yes, she's not the biggest, most robust horse or the most best looking that you'll see walk around the parade ring, but sometimes it doesn't matter. It's all about the attitude, and she certainly does have it. If Jonathan can overcome that draw and find a posse one off in the first half a dozen, look out for her getting across the top of them. This is peaceful for the Baker and Forsman team. Now, if this track is playing on speed, well, here's the one for you, because Matt won't give up that draw. He'll use it, and she showed a really determined attitude to get across the top of Cyber Attack, which clearly the form is stacked up out of Hawke's Bay on Saturday. So very, very competitive filly, who I know the connections are looking to have a look across the ditch if she runs nicely here this afternoon. So they will find out, because this is a strong little race, and she was dominant at the line. She's fresh up this afternoon on the back of a very quiet trial, as you do see from the Baker and Forsman runners. Look, I just thought London Express has been here at Wanganui and handled an off-track condition. That is such a big key around this place. So I'll go with her, but she'll need a little bit of luck in the run and good strong tempo and just the ability to get home from back, which sometimes can be against here at Wanganui. To beat the two Peaceful, very, very smart filly going forward by Savabeel. Look, I wondered about the real Beal. The black type ability was shown last preparation. It's had the one run in, beaten a short margin behind a very, very smart young horse in Expression. So that'll be in the mix for me. And Secret Allure has a fair few friends as well. Ritzy Sparkle was tipped out by Desi Coppins this morning as his value, so that has gone 18 into 16. But I marked them 1 to beat 2, 4 and 3 in the first of our features, the O'Leary Stakes over the 1200 metres.
Yeah, really like your thoughts around the two Sharrock runners there in the feature. That's the last leg of the early quaddie races, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. The first leg is race number 5. Take It Easy Tours over 2,040 metres. Delicious for Widemu Pin, 360 and 155, takes off 3 kilos. $6.50 for Charlie Horse, $9 each of 4. Runners 2, 3, 8 and 12. A couple of them from the Baker Forsman team, and a couple of them one from the Kevin Myers base, and high quality, of course. For Sam O'Malley claiming the 4 kilos for Jeff High. Bevan, before we get to you, info from the bookies and what they thought was an even contest. Delicious and Charlie Horse are getting most of the focus. The two of them hold 75% of turnover, with Time Bomb and Centre Attention, the other runners specced at odds. You would imagine this should be a pretty good staying test, with most of these runners with some racing under their belt, Bevan.
Yeah, absolutely, and Centre Attention will definitely set it up. I reckon there's great value in this race, and it will be my value on the program in Charlie Horse. This horse had a little bit of a hiccup in between the start on the 21st of July, when Too Good at New Plymouth in a nice race, and then went to New Plymouth with over a month in between runs and that little issue. And I just thought Dylan missed his moment when Quaff was going around outside of him, so therefore the horse got a couple of spots further back than possibly it should have. And then, look, it passes 5 or 6 runners in the last 100 metres here, so I think this horse only improves. Very tough horse who has won here at Wanganui. That gives me good confidence. And I thought $6.50, I think the price was a lot longer than that, early $7.20, if not $7.50. So there's good strong support, but just watch him get home and he'll improve out of this, and he's been a very dominant winner here at Wanganui. I think he'll go very, very close. He's going to be my value bet on the afternoon, Charlie Horse. That said, Delicious is sharp. Of course, this is in the Interprovincial up at Taranaki, so it was a nice race. Time Bomb was unlucky because she had to come up that inside part of the track after just getting back in the run, and it wasn't the place to be. Mornicare is going to kick on. Delicious is going to sweep into it under Chris Johnson, and another horse that has been very, very good here at Wanganui when it took out its first race day win. And I know Bryce has always had a fair bit of an opinion of it. Mornicare is tough. I-grain, nice horse, clearly. So Delicious in the mix there to run third. Says that it'll run a race here this afternoon, but I just want to stick with Charlie Horse. He was my best bet on the program at New Plymouth. I thought it was a very good performance, didn't have all favours, so I'm going to go with him again as my best value on the program at $6.50. Over the 9 in the book, that being Delicious. Outside of that, Outside of that, where do we go? With the 5, centre of attention, who, if it's on speed, may be able to keep on kicking. You've seen that down in your part of the world, and high quality does have a fair bit of quality, as we've seen across the 4 starts this preparation, so should be in the mix as well in race number 5.
Bookie suggesting race 6 is a dart job, Bevan, with Strolling Vagabond and Peso, both $6.50 into $5.50. $5.50 each of 3, Woodsman, Strolling Vagabond and Peso. I tell you what, Bevan, Jason Tarn gave a decent push for Duffers Creek at 11s on the show yesterday, suggesting if you're willing to go past his last start effort on what was a very testing track, it could be decent shopping. But what are your thoughts on race number 6?
I just don't know when to follow Duffers Creek, to be frankly honest with you. It was a good win at Woodville under tomorrow. Zinjtay's on this afternoon. Yeah, I'm not going to put him in today, but he could win. This is, as you said, a real dart job, this particular race. You've got a horse like Samson, who's been in Wellington Cups and competitive, getting back up to a staying trip. Strolling Vagabond's been going nicely. Peso's win down at Riccarton was very, very good. My old favourites in this race, Dr. Watson. Been a fan of this little horse. I know he's only won 4, but geez, tough. Really like him as a type, Dr. Watson. Just in racing attitude, he's not that much to look at, but he just wants to put in race meeting after race meeting. Let's have a look through the videos for this race. In fact, did I take one? No, we're just going to go through the selections here. I'm going to go with Strolling Vagabond. I thought she was really good behind both Platinum Command and Des. Now, if Des or Platinum Command were in this race, what would they be paying? They'd be $3.20, maybe even shorter than that sort of quote. So she's been very good this preparation. She's a winner here. She's getting 51.5 on her back. I think she's weighted to win the race. Dr. Watson could come out and win this race. I've got no doubt about that. Third up this preparation. I then went with Samson. You know, he's a good quality star who gets up to a trip that should suit, who has again won here at Wanganui. And then I went with the 8 Peso because I was just so impressed with the performance in 82 grade last time, up into open handicap. He should be competitive as well. I've left out Woodsman, Bacoris. You want more, who are all good quality horses, but you can't have them all. I marked them 6 to beat, 5, 2 and 8 in race number 6, but tough race, Matt.
Yeah, it certainly is. Over to race number 7 on the card, and this is one of the features of the afternoon. Of course, that is the HS Dyke Wanganui Guineas for the 3-year-olds. Bookmakers suggesting that punters were looking for $3 around Botty, but now they know that $2.70 is the best price available. They're starting to jump on. If the race was to jump now, though, a losing result is not a bad idea at $9. Should be a cracking race, Bevan. 8 and Arton, Botty. Are you one or the other?
Botty. I think Botty, you have to respect the stable opinion, and they expect him to go to Australia and be competitive. 8 and Arton is a very nice horse. His trial was very good on the back of 2 very good wins, and he has the advantage of being right on speed, so he won't lie down. It's just where the body's got the ability to get over the top of him. I know we've talked about that trial. I didn't mind the trial. This is the race day performance when there was only 4 in it. They put him out as $1.30, delivered like $1.10. This is a gelding by Jackleberry for the Molo team. I think he'll be very tough to beat here this afternoon. I think there'll be really good strong tempo over the 1340 here this afternoon. I think he's going to be the one to beat, and I thought the price is okay around Botty. Just like the way he's stretched out, he's set back. Look, it's soft, isn't it? He's only beaten 3 horses home. So you have to take that under consideration, but I think he could have won by further if he wanted to. The trials put a few sort of niggles around a lot of people's minds, but I think he's got a lot of ability, this horse, and he's going to kick some pretty big goals. So I'm going with him to beat 8 and Arton. I thought not a bad idea, good for Craig Phelan. So Positive Link is on there. We put up a run here this afternoon, and then I took one over the page, that being Hattie B, who they've always had a lot of time for. I didn't mind that last preparation. I think this horse may just give them a bit of a fright. I marked them 3 to beat 1, 4 and 9 in the second of our features.
Rounding up the day, Bevan, with race 8 on the card, and punters keen on Kirkland here for Alexander Fields, and today Kirkland is to be ridden by Jonathan Parks once again. $3.80 is the price. Money's dried up a little bit. Bevan, I suppose, would be looking for race patterns late in the day, but if you were going to back them on reputation, he clearly deserves to be favourite, Kirkland.
Well, he's going to be my best bet on the program. He probably should have won his first 2 in this season. He went down a short margin to Mizzy, but he got caught 3 wide for the trip. He was brave that day. He backed it up over 1360 when he was looking for a mile. He might have run 1,500 metres because, again, he was caught wide, but you had to get to the outside of the track. He's got a reasonable draw today. He may just land that little bit closer, and I can see him really getting across the top of them in this particular race. He probably should be in a 65. I know he's a maiden in a 65, but he's gone down a couple of very short margins, a couple of noses in his first two. So he's well up to this sort of race. This is here in Nawi winning and Kirkland running second. Now here in Nawi has gone down a very short margin on Thursday in Taranaki. So the form does stack up. There's Tora Rossa to the inside who came out and won at Taranaki. So it's a reasonable sort of form race, isn't it? And I think there's a smart one in behind them in Proletariat as well. So I like this race as a form guide. The third horse has won. The second horse has gone very close to taking out a 65. And he's been wide and got to the outside part of the fence and not laid down on his run, and he's suited to the 1600 metres. So I think ARA might get a result with him this afternoon. The 4 Kirkland. Now I've got a couple of blowouts here, and I recommend you throw them in, your quaddies and your first fours. The 9 Regal Steps is third up this preparation. Matt Cameron gets into the saddle. Got a bit of respect there. This horse has got more ability than it's shown this time in. The 5 Monsieur for Ashley Meadows, its win. I know it was some time ago. That was at Woodville on debut, delivered really, really nicely. Things haven't gone 100% right for it, but it's fresh up again here this afternoon. It can run a race. It's a fair horse, that. And then the 11 in the book is a Vaston, who you'd always got to have respect for. Will be on speed early and keep on kicking. So I mark them 4 to beat 9, 5 and 11 in race number 8.
Okay, that is the last on the card, set to go at 5 p.m. Bevan, $100 in your hands. What are you suggesting we do with the fire engine today?
Gee, if I had the opportunity, it'd be the $2.80 on London Express to win money back if it runs second or third, but you can't do that, so I'm going to spread it across 4 horses. London Express 20 to win, Charlie Horse 20 to win, Botty I'm going to put 40 to win on him. He could be the emerging star out of this afternoon. Kirkland 20 to win on the last. I've got Kirkland as my best bet in race number 8, and I'll go with Charlie Horse. I think he's going to be very tough to beat here this afternoon. So 20 on 3. And Botty 40 to win in race number 7. Hopefully we can make a little bit of profit on that $100, Matt.
Yeah, we'll be certainly hoping so. Bevan Sweeney, thank you for your time this morning on the Punters Lounge.